Good afternoon. My name is Mary Elizabeth Castle, and I'm the Director of Government Relations for Texas Values. And I'm here for a press conference today about SB 15, the Save Women's Sports Act. Texas Values is the largest organization in the state of Texas that stands for faith, family, and freedom, and we have been leading the efforts these past two legislative sessions to make sure that men stay out of women's sports. Women should not lose out on the opportunity to compete, win, and succeed in sports. Allowing men in women's sports robs them of opportunities guaranteed by law in Title IX, and their very human dignity is at stake when these same men competing in their sports are then allowed to disrobe and shower next to them in locker rooms without their consent.
Absolutely.
If passed, SB 15 will finish the work of last session by protecting female athletes in college where the stakes are higher and the physical differences are greater. The time to complete the work in Texas by making sure women college athletes are protected is right now.
Yes.
Actually, after the United States House of Representatives just passed a bill that would give full protection of female athletes of all ages. Today you will hear from female athletes, state leaders, and grassroots women who will all tell you that the fight to protect girls and women and the rights given to women in Title IX is very real. First, you will hear from Representative Valerie Swanson, who represents District 150 and has been championing legislation to save women's sports these past two sessions. Representative Swanson was successful in the 87th legislative session in passing the Save Girls Sports Act, HB 23, and today she will be presenting SB 15, which will complete the work by protecting college women's sports. Here is Representative Valerie Swanson.
Yeah, Valerie.
Thank you. And I just want to thank everyone for being, okay. Hello? Not getting any sound out of it. Are y'all hearing me? Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And this is such an important issue. There are 227,000 athletes, female athletes, in our public colleges in Texas. They matter. It's important that we protect them. We protect their futures. We protect their safety, their privacy. It's so important. That number is up from only 30,000 girls in college athletics in Texas in 1972. This is so important we protect the people. I'm happy to announce that my bill, the House bill that will be the companion to this one, has 81 co-authors, so I make 82. That's well over the half is 75. You need 76 to vote. We have the votes on this committee. We are going to get this done. We have had amazing testimony today, and I want to say thank you to every member who's supporting the bill and to every single grassroots person who has come to support the bill. And I just thank you. We're going to get this done.
Awesome. Thank you. Next, you will hear from NCAA champion and Independent Women's Forum spokeswoman Riley Gaines. Riley Gaines is a decorated athlete and had given up her trophy to male swimmer Leah Thomas after Thomas decided to identify as a woman and compete against other women athletes. Here is Riley Gaines.
Hello, everyone. My name is Riley Gaines, and I recently graduated in swam at the University of Kentucky, where I proudly finished my career as a 12-time NCAA All-American, a 5-time SEC champion, the SEC record holder in the 200 butterfly, and a 2-time Olympic trial qualifier. All of that to say I wouldn't have achieved any of this without the women's sporting category in Title IX. I'm here in Texas today, and I have been many times in the past fighting for this issue for a few reasons. First and foremost, I believe every girl, regardless of age, sport, where you live, division you're competing in, deserves fairness, privacy, and safety in their sport. Secondly, I find myself connected to the state of Texas because the male I competed against and tied with at our NCAA championships last year, formerly Will Thomas and now Leah Thomas, is from Texas. Texas has always led, and we need Texas to lead on this issue too. Women and girls across the nation are depending on it. Based off of my own personal experience competing against and being forced to change in a locker room with a male, I know what's at stake here. I stand before you independently with all of these women behind me, and men, sorry guys, but I'm certain I speak for so many. Thank you guys.
Next, you will hear from Jerry Chanteau. Jerry is an Olympic and decorative swimmer. Jerry is boldly speaking out against men stealing women's opportunities in sports, and she lives right here in Austin, Texas. This is a Texas woman who wants to see SB 15 get passed. Here's Jerry Chanteau.
Hello, thank you everyone for having me today. I am here today supporting SB 15. It is a bill that is incredibly important, not only to the female athletes that are currently participating, but to the future of female sports. I have a 9-year-old daughter that right now, if we stay on the same trajectory, it will be very difficult for me, even as a mother, to encourage her to continue to participate in sport when her opportunity arises, and it will be unfair, and she will not have the opportunity to then compete in a way where her excellence is valued the way mine was. So I think that what we need to really focus on here is the science. And thus far, nothing is saying that there is a way to mitigate the male advantage once a male has gone through puberty. We need to focus on that. This is not something that needs to be socially identified. This is sport. Sport lives and breathes in fairness, and the second we take that away, it diminishes. So we need to just make sure that we stay focused on the science. We need people to understand that this is not something that is supposed to be taken personal. It is something that is a value that we hold dear to sport, and for the female category to continue to exist, we must make sure that male bodies cannot participate. Thank you.
Next, I will introduce a great partner in this fight for SB 15, Concerned Women for America of Texas, and I'll introduce the director of the state director for Concerned Women for America of Texas, Jana Long, and she will introduce our next athlete.
Thank you all very much. Hello, I am Jana Long, and I am the director of Concerned Women for Texas. Of America for Texas, and we are the nation's largest public policy women's organization that represents biblical values. We have been heavily involved in promoting the women's sports bill for over the last 2 sessions, and believe it is time that we say no more males in women's sports. No more males in women's sports. As Texas legislators have stood with us in 2021, we Concerned Women for America expect the Texas House to pass this bill. Okay. And here today we have another dedicated female athlete who stands with us to save women's sports. Cassidy Comer is from Magnolia, Texas, and a basketball player at Midwestern State University. We are so very proud to have her here with us today. Cassidy.
Hello, you all. It's wonderful to see you all here today, and I thank you for coming here in support of SB 15. I have been playing basketball since I was 11 years old. And from the time that I was a young child, I knew the importance of biological differences in sport. I have 2 older brothers, and seeing them play basketball and tennis, I realized that I could never be at the same level that they are. It's easy to say that because I'm tall, it somehow negates the fact that I'm a woman, but I still face the biological challenges that any woman here faces if they were expected to go up against a man. The arguments from the other side will say that we should, if we expect fairness, that we should separate by size too. But I am a woman. when you sign up for women's sports, you expect at the collegiate level to come up against someone my size as a woman, especially in basketball, which is my sport. I challenge all of the legislators here today to protect women's rights and to protect us from harm against having to fight against men. Because that is what they are at the end of the day, is they are men. Yes. So. Thank you.
All right, next we will hear from another athlete who gave great testimony and wore her decorations in front of the committee, and that is Genevieve Collins.
Thank you. Thank you, Representative Swanson, for bringing this important issue to the Texas floor and getting this over the line. I'm sure we will this time around. My name's Genevieve Collins. I'm a seventh-generation Texan. I competed in 3 NCAA championships, was on the U.S. Women's Olympic Development Team in 2006, and I've won one of the most prestigious rowing races in the world. It's called the Head of the Charles. I am here because it's imperative that we don't dilute and eradicate women from sports. We can't get rid of Title IX and the advances and evolution that women have made since 1972. This is about not just my past and my athletic adventures and endeavors. This is about the future and the generations of women that deserve a chance to have a strong voice to demonstrate their athletic prowess, their strength, their will, and their integrity to ensure that the future generations are able to be phenomenal world-class athletes. This is our moment. I implore the Texas legislature to get this done, and I know that we're in good hands. Thank you.
We will hear from a longtime fighter on this issue in Texas and a female powerlifter who has great statistics on the difference between men and women, Jay Dickens from Houston, Texas.
Thank you. She is correct. I have been a competitive strength athlete for 20 years now. I am still competing, and it is unbelievable that we are in the position that we are today. This has not been something that we expected to bring as a challenge for women. What we are hoping to achieve here today is to make sure that able-bodied men are no longer competing against women. I have been, like I said, competing for over 20 years. It's taken me 20 years to reach an elite level, whereas a man, it takes them 3 to 4 years to be able to reach an elite level. I have worked extremely hard to do what I do, and I enjoy what I do. I am hoping that this bill will pass, which we know that it will. Thank you. And I so appreciate Texas Values for allowing us to be here and to be able to put forth our voice and be strong in all of this. Thank you.
As Representative Swanson said, so many members of the Texas House support this bill. So you'll hear from members of the Texas House. First, we have Representative Jamie Lopez. Yeah.
God created male and female. There's a reason why we were created different. It is unfair to throw out what phenomenal strides Rosa Parks and Lydia Taft made throughout history. Allowing biological males the ability to play in women's sports contradicts all of the hard work that many women did for us women to have rights. Women should not be subjected to having biological males steal the spotlight from women who have fought for their equality. Thank you.
Next, we will have Representative Steve Toth, who's been a fighter on this issue as well.
Thank you. It was 1972, and my sister was a competitive skier. This is a year before Title IX. My dad had to sue Section 5 so that Patty could ski on the boys' ski team, which put her at a huge disadvantage. But again, those were the days when we literally had to bring a court action so that our daughters could compete. Even then it was unfair. Our daughters, our mothers, our sisters, our granddaughters have come so far in 50 years. Please support this bill. They deserve our full support. We should have more men here right now standing up for this bill. We owe it to these ladies. We owe it to our children and future generations. God bless you, Valerie, for doing this.
We have one last speaker, and we have Representative Ehart from Idaho, who's been helping us in Texas.
Hey, let me say this, Texas. It's about dang time! Yes! Texas leads out on everything, and we need you in the fight. And let me just put it this way. When we're looking at what's happening to women's sports and what's been happening for a while, as some of the concern, the false narratives being brought up, if you look at the states we now have in this fight, we have the Big Ten, the Pac-10, well, the Pac, who knows what, I'm not sure what they're going to be, the Big Ten, the Big 12, the SEC, the ACC, and now we have Texas, which stands on its own, ready to lead out again. I am telling you, this for me is a good day. Together with all of us, with Texas, the other 21 states, soon to be another 22, with what you've done, Representative Swanson, with all of this effort, we are going to be able to stand up to the Biden administration and say, not today, not a man, not ever, not now. Thank you, Texas.
Thank you so much for coming to our press conference today, and we'll also be here for questions.
I thought it went great. I find it amusing when liberal Democrats can't come up with anything else other than to argue and pretend to be fiscal conservatives. There was very little pushback, and it wouldn't matter anyway. I am here, and these ladies are here to protect the 227,000 females participating in collegiate sports here in Texas, and that's just in 1 year. Think about what that adds up to over a number of years. We're here to do the right thing, and we're going to do it here in Texas. Thank you for asking. What's mean is to take away our females athletes, their sports, their places on the team, their scholarships, possibly professional sports, their privacy in the restrooms or in the locker rooms. That's what's mean. The bill does not keep anyone from playing sports. It just says that everyone must play by their biological sex, which is the only common sense way to divide up athletics.
Thank you so much. That concludes our press conference today, and thank you for coming out.
Trent, come on over. Are we still on?